Hello everyone! Today I'm back with another exciting project to share with you. Together we'll be creating a variety of fun pieces, little boxes, envelopes and tags, all designed to help you store your travel memorabilia in a creative way. I'm planning to use all these little pieces in my suitcase project. Here and here, which I already have a full tutorial on my channel. But of course you can take these ideas and adapt them however you like. Add them to your albums, travel journals, scrapbook layouts, or even turn them into art objects that help you capture and preserve your favorite memories. And of course, as you may have already noticed, I'll be working with the gorgeous Seize the Day collection by Graphic 45. I'm using the leftover pieces and full paper sheets from my suitcase project. This paper from 8x8 pad and as we go along, I'll also let you know what additional materials you'll need for each piece we create. We are going to start with matchboxes. I'll be making 6 of them. These little boxes are perfect for storing tiny but precious travel keepsakes. Things like seashells, sea glass, or any other small dimensional objects that hold special meaning for you. I've already created a sample to test the idea, and I'll be making 6 in total, just the right number to fit inside my suitcase. So, 3 of these boxes will have a solid top, while the other 3 will have little windows. To create them, I'll be using dies by Team Holtz, this, and this, and for windows, these 3 dies. Okay. But if you don't have the die, don't worry, you can absolutely cut the pieces by hand. This matchbox requires only 2 simple parts and 2 rectangles on top and on bottom. You can absolutely cut these pieces by hand. The window version is a bit trickier, but if you don't have the tools, you just go for the solid top. It still looks great. For the inner drawer, I'll be using the yellow sheet. I've already die cut a few pieces using this die. But I also give you the exact measurement so you can cut everything by hand if needed. The bottom of this piece is slightly less than 1.5 inch. The height of the sides is slightly less than 1/2 inch. There are also cuts on all 4 sides to make assembling the box easier. And as you can see, there are 4 scored lines as well. All these sides measure slightly less than 1/2, and the bottom is slightly less than 1.5. Okay. The second part of the matchbox I'll be cut from purple sheet and I will use this die. I cut out this piece measuring 4.5 by 2 inches. The first score line is 1/2 inch from the edge. The second one is 1.5 inches from the first. Then another 1/2 inch after that, and finally 1.5 inches again. Okay, so we have the piece with 4 score lines. If you are making the box without a window, at this stage you can already start assembling the sliding drawer and the sleeve. It's a very simple process. Next, I choose which images I want to use for the top and bottom of the matchbox. I'll be using this die to cut them out, but you can also cut them by hand. Just make a rectangle measuring 1 3/8 by 1 7/8 inches. I think I'll cut this piece. For the back side of the matchbox, I want to use this sheet to decorate it. For the side panels, I've cut pieces measuring 1 7/8 by 3/8 inches. For these pieces, I'm using various border strips. They work really well for this kind of detail. I'm not gluing the back panel just yet because I'll be attaching a small ribbon loop there. This way. It will make it easier to pull the matchbox out. I'll also be adding a magnet to the back, which will help this box stay in place inside my suitcase. But if you don't need these features, You can go ahead and decorate the back of your matchbox right away. How is the window version different when it comes to assembly? I've already folded the drawer for my next matchbox, but before I assemble the sleeve, I need to cut out the window. Here's how I do it. I've prepared a decorative panel for the top of the sleeve, and I place my die on it where I want the opening to be. Then I secure it in place with some washi or masking tape. Now I place the decorative panel with the die onto the piece that will become the sleeve, and I secure everything in place. Okay, now it's ready to go through the die cutting machine, so we can cut out the window. Then I've cut a little acetate pieces. It's 1 3/4 by 1 1/4 inches, and I'm going to glue it here. The window is ready, and it's time to put the sleeve together. At this stage, all my matchboxes are ready, and now I'm going to place them inside my suitcase project. To do that, I'll be attaching magnets to the back of each box. First, I take the panel what I've already prepared for the suitcase. It will be here. And I draw the guidelines to mark where each matchbox will be positioned. For example, here. It will be here. Yeah. Next, on the back side of the suitcase panel, I mark approximately where the center of each matchbox will be. And that's where I attach the magnets. Where is my magnet? Oh, here. Then I flip the panel over and attach the second magnets from each pair, letting them snap into place over the ones I've already glued down. Next, I'm applying glue to the magnets. And using the guideline I drew earlier, place the matchboxes exactly where I want them to go. That's it. Now I can remove the matchboxes and erase the pencil guidelines. Now I'm attaching a small ribbon loop to the back of each matchbox. This will make it easier to pull them out. Then I add the decorative paper scrapbook paper piece to finish the back. Here is how my matchboxes look at this stage. In this section over here, I also want to add something extra. A few tiny glass jars. They're perfect for storing things like sand, small dry plants, or other dimensional treasure from your travels. I think it's look really fun and add a lovely touch of detail. To keep them in place, I'm planning to use a wide elastic band. These little bottles come in different heights. I usually buy them on AliExpress and I recently ordered a full set that's already on its way. Right now I only have 2 of them, but I'm planning to create a holder for 5. To start, I drew a pencil line to mark where the edge of elastic band will go. Then I'm going to glue it down at the top so it stays in place and add a short yellow stitch across it to secure it. I've secured one end of the elastic band. Next, I drew a line to mark where the center of band will run. I measured that length and divided it into 5 equal sections. After that, I punched 4 holes along that line. This will be for the brads. After that, I took one of the tiny bottles and measured how much elastic band I'll need to hold it snugly. It should be easy to remove. but will stay in place securely. I make that spot, I make that mark on the band and attached it using a brad. Okay, I'm going to repeat this process 3 more times, and then I will secure the other end of the band at the edge. Now I can glue this panel into my suitcase. Here, and place the matchboxes and tiny bottles on it. We have finished working on the matchboxes, so let me show you a creative way to use the folder die from Graphic 45. Sure, you can use it in the traditional way. Cut out a folder and decorate it with photos or pieces of memorabilia. But I want to share a more playful version. I used the die to cut 3 identical pieces. I kept the first piece as it is. For the second one, I cut out a window using another die. And in the third piece, I trimmed off the top using the folder die. I did it by placing the die like this and running only this part through my die cutting machine. So now I have this piece. Now I'm going to glue these pieces together to create some like a little booklet. This way. But before I start assembling the pieces together, I want to add a piece of acetate right here to the part with the window. And now I'm going to assemble my 3 pieces in the following way. This piece goes here. The second piece will attach to it. At this point, I'll glue along only 2 sides, here and here, to form a pocket. Then there will be another pocket, again glued only on two sides, just like that. And finally, it will be closing section of my mini booklet. Actually, I just realized I made a small mistake earlier. I mentioned that the pockets would be glued on two sides, but of course they need to be glued on three sides. Okay. 1, 2, 3. After assembling my booklet, I want to punch holes here and here and insert 2 eyelets. Now I just need to add a bit of decoration to the front of my booklet. And overall, I'm going to leave it as it is for now. And later, I'll fill it with photos or other little keepsakes. And that's it. My mini booklet is finished. In my next piece, I'll be using one of my absolute favorite dies from Graphic 45, the coin envelope die. This envelope is super easy to put together, and we are going to do that right now. It's a simple design, but it makes a really lovely and effective little element. Perfect for holding memorabilia or small photos. The die set also includes these little circle pieces, which we'll use to create the closure for the envelope. So I've already cut out the main envelope piece along with 2 small circles. Before assembling the envelope, we need to attach these circles here and here. You can secure them using a brass and eyelets or simply by adding a tiny bit of glue around the hole and sticking them down. Just make sure not to glue them all the way. You'll need to leave enough space to slide in your string or twine for the closure. I'll be using these tiny eyelets. Okay, the envelope is ready. Now I just need to add some decorative elements, fuzzy cuts, die cuts, ephemeras or stickers. And I'm going to use the paper pieces from the sheets. The envelope is finished and I'm going to leave it just like this. Of course, you could add a window or decorate it more heavily, but in this case, I really like the simple look. Let's move on to the final element we'll be making today, a tag where I attach some coin cases. I love bring back paper banknotes and coins from different countries, and recently I ordered these coin holders on AliExpress. They have different sizes from a little one to the big one. By the way, they can be used not only for coins, you can store other small keepsakes in them too. But simply keeping the cases in a box isn't very inspiring. So I decided to create a tag where they'll be nicely placed. Okay, I used this die from Graphic 45 to cut out 3 tags. 1 from thick black cardstock and 2 from patterned and 2 from scrapbook paper. To start, I'm placing my coin cases on black tag, just arranging them the way I'd like them to be displayed. I've positioned the coin cases the way I want, and then I'm going to trace around them lightly with a pencil to mark their placement. So we need to cut out the marked holes. You can do this using a circle cutter, for example this one, or you can do it by hand using a scissors. Or if you have circle dies in the right size, that's an easy option too. Just choose whatever method works best for you, and don't worry if the edges aren't perfect. We are going to cover and decorate everything later. Okay. Now I'm gluing one piece of scrapbook paper onto my cardstock tag, and then I cut out the circles following the ones I already made. Next, I glue the second piece of scrapbook paper on the other side and cut out the same circles again. Yes, of course, you could glue all 3 layers together first and then cut everything at once, but I find it easier this way. The tags are thinner and it also gives you a chance to fix any little imperfections along the way. So here is how my tag looks at this stage. Coin cases are not attached yet. Up. Okay, and now I'm going to add this big large eyelet right here. It's going to go in this spot. So now I'm going to attach my cases. At first, I'm inserting the case into its place. Then I'm applying collage medium from Ranger around the edge to secure it in place. And then I'm attaching a piece of Suede cord to decorate the edges. So, where I got glue on the spots, I'm going to decorate those areas. For that, I'm using this stamp to add some stamped designs. And when I finished with my coin cases, I'm going to add some embellishments here. And I decided to use 3D gloss gel instead of collage medium because it's thicker and less runny, so I think it will be easier for me to work with. Here is how my tag looks right now. I'm planning to glue these little stamps. I cut them out from the paper sheet. And I'm going to add sequins all around. I have this little set. One moment. This one. I want to decorate the spots what didn't turn out exactly how I imagined, just to fix those little imperfections. And also I would love to add a special touch, something that's make the tag a bit more interesting and unique. Now I want to add some ribbons and my coin tag will be finished. We've finished all the pieces I plan to create with you today, so let's take a look at the final result. We made 6 little matchboxes, perfect for storing seashells or any other dimensional travel memorabilia. I also created a holder for tiny bottles. They are great for keeping sand from the beach. Then there a mini booklet for your favorite photos, the coin envelope for smaller memorabilia or pictures, and tag to display coins from the country you visited. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it interesting to following along with my creative process. Most of all, I hope it inspired you to make something of your own. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.